Hi, this is Sue with Travel Changes Life. Sometimes people love to travel by train, so today I thought I would talk about 8 train trips that you can take in different places around the world that are kind of bucket list trips if you're a train lover. And the first one you might have heard of if you're an Agatha Christie fan, which is the Orient Express. You can take the Orient Express, for instance, from Paris to Venice. Or if you want to see the Central European countryside, you can take it from Budapest to London. It is a really historic train and a wonderful ride. So Orient Express is the first one. The second one you might not have heard of is called the Golden Eagle. There are 6 different luxury trains that make up the Golden Eagle brand. And you can go around in Europe, Mongolia, China, Central Asia, or India. So the Golden Eagle is the second. The third is the Rocky Mountaineer, which you might have heard of. The Rocky Mountaineer goes in the Canadian Rockies, and it also goes through parts of Colorado and Utah. And in fact, this summer in June, we are offering a southwestern United States trip that includes, it's a land tour that includes 2 days on the Rocky Mountaineer, as well as rides on a couple of the historic steam trains that are out in the West. One is the Durango in Silverton, and then there's a couple of others too. I'll give you a link if you want to check out that trip. So the Rocky Mountaineer. A trip through the Canadian Rockies on the Rocky Mountaineer is a wonderful trip. Sometimes people think that's a little bit pricey, but the scenery is spectacular. So the fourth one is the Royal Scotsman. I've been on the Royal Scotsman myself, and the Royal Scotsman there's traveling around Scotland, and there's 3 or 4 different itineraries that you can do to be on the Royal Scotsman. If you are looking for a train trip in Australia and you want to go through the outback, you can try the CHAN, C-H-A-N. It is an overnight rail service that goes across Australia's outback, and it makes a couple of stops along the way in places that you've probably heard. The 6th one is the Maharajas Express, and it has 4 main routes in India, including if you're interested to go from Delhi to Mumbai, you can ride the Maharajas Express. And then there's one in Spain that I haven't ridden yet, but I would like to. It sounds really interesting to me. It's the El Transcantabrico Grande, and it gives you an overnight service on a route that travels from San Sebastian to Santiago de Compostela. And so that would be a really interesting one for me because I love Spain. And then the 8th one is an Andean explorer that operates in Peru. And this train is actually the train that goes along the highest route in the world. And that route is in the Andes. If you've been to the Andes like I have, you know they're very, very high. This one, you can go from Cusco to Lake Titicaca, and you can go also to Arequipa. Now, I have been to Cusco and to Arequipa. I've not been to Lake Titicaca, and I would love to take this train and go there. It will give you a really good look at what are called the highlands in Peru. Just like Scotland, the country of Peru has highlands, but their highlands are much higher than the Scottish highlands. They're up in the Andes. So those are 8 different trains: the Orient Express, the Golden Eagle, the Rocky Mountaineer, the Royal Scotsman, the CHAN, the Maharajas Express, the Andean Explorer, the Rico Grande. I speak Spanish. I ought to be able to say that word a little easier. So at any rate, if you are interested in the June trip, you can email me, travelchangeslife.com, or you can message me here, and I can send you a download, a PDF that shows all the itinerary of that trip, and that is in June, the early part of June 2023. Take care. Bye-bye.